Tonight on Texas News Primetime. A demonstration on Texas State University campus caused uproar last Wednesday.
Austin named as the best city for veterans to live in.
The results for Austin's mayor appear inconclusive after last Tuesday's election day.
The annual lighting of the Longhorn lights is happening next Tuesday.
The Los Angeles premiere of Wicked took place this Saturday, followed by the exclusive premiere on UT's campus tonight. This is Texas News Primetime.
News made for Longhorns.
Good evening. For Monday, November 11th, I'm Aneesh Tiwari.
And I'm McKenna Valentine. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Longhorns, here is your reminder to register for classes for the upcoming 2025 spring semester. Don't forget to meet with your academic advisor prior to registering to discuss degree requirements. Check your registration date and time by looking at your registration information sheet, also known as your RIS. Lastly, be sure to check your RIS for any financial or medical holds that may prevent you from registering at the allotted time. If additional help is needed, contact your advising office or the Student Success Help Desk. Their contact information can be found on the university registration page. Tonight at 8 p.m., University of Texas at Austin students got the chance to watch the upcoming blockbuster Wicked before general audiences. In partnership with University Showtime and UT Universal Pictures, Wicked, the film adaptation of the Broadway smash hit, is screening 2 weeks before its release dates exclusive to UT students. The film is coming to theaters next weekend after an almost decade-long development process, from stage to screen. The partnership between University Showtime and UT Universal Pictures have brought students early access to other films, such as The Fall Guy and Five Nights at Freddy's.
So technically, UT wasn't supposed to have a screening up until 2 weeks ago, where I got the news that, hey, by the way, UT is able to screen the movie. So I was like, of course I'm going to do it. Why not? So, and now we're here.
Last year we did 2 other movies with them, so this year we were like, let's reach out. And so they hooked it up with Wicked about 2 weeks early. Usually with our early screenings, they're only like the week of, but this is a whole 11 days early, so that's super exciting. I'm just excited to see Wicked. I've never seen any of the other Wickeds, so going into this blind, and yeah, this crowd looks really like it would be a super fun crowd, and we're seeing it 11 days early. Like, that's not something a lot of people get to do.
UT semesterly ring celebration is happening this Friday. All class ring orders placed before the fall deadline will be included in this celebration. The event will be held on Main Mall in front of the UT Tower. If you are receiving your class ring on Friday, be sure you have signed up for a ring pickup time between 2 and 4 p.m. A valid student ID or driver's license is required to pick up your ring. Additionally, invite your loved ones to join you for the ring celebration program starting at 4:30. Business casual attire is encouraged, and remember to take lots of photos with your new bling.
One of Austin's most iconic dance halls, the Broken Spoke, is celebrating its 60th birthday. Locals can prepare to celebrate with live performances at the historic establishment all month long.
I love the Broken Spoke. It feels almost like you're going back in time to a place that is just much happier, and everyone's dancing, everyone's singing along to the music, and even if you don't know how to dance, there are people there that'll spin you around and make you feel like the belle of the ball. I really love the Broken Spoke.
As of November 2024, Wallet Hub has released its latest rankings for the best and worst places for veterans to live in the United States, with Austin coming in on top. With over 17.9 million veterans in the country, many face significant challenges as they transition to civilian life, including access to health care, employment opportunities, and affordable housing. The top 5 cities for veterans to live in are Austin, Texas, Orlando, Florida, Raleigh, North Carolina, Tampa, Florida, and Virginia Beach, Virginia. Texas News Primetime would like to thank all veterans who have served our country. Your braveness and selfless actions do not go unnoticed. The results for Austin's mayor appear inconclusive after last Tuesday's election day. Although some Austin-based news organizations, such as KVUE, have called the race for incumbent Kirk Watson, others like KUT report that a runoff may still be necessary. Watson leads with 50.01% of the vote, but provisional ballots could tip the scale away from him. Some provisional ballots are still awaiting verification and are prepared in the case that a voter has discrepancies with their ballot, be it a changed address or a voter not being able to present a proper form of ID. Should Watson fall below 50% plus one vote, he would compete in a December runoff against opponent Carmen Yanes Polito, who came in second place with just over 20% of the vote in last Tuesday's election.
A demonstration on Texas State University campus drew a crowd of counter-protesters last Wednesday. Two men unaffiliated with the university held up sexist and homophobic signs depicting, quote, "women are property," end quote, and "homosex is sin," end quote. The two individuals were escorted off campus after an hour, but not after a large group of students and faculty gathered on the quad, holding signs of support for community members. In a statement, University President Kelly Damphouse said the individuals were allowed to demonstrate on campus under Texas law, but condemned their, quote, "hateful words." The Texas A&M Board of Regents overruled the student, faculty, and president in disbanding, quote, "low-producing," end quote, minors and certificates on Thursday. One motion in particular that has sparked controversy is the disbandment of the school's LGBTQ+ studies minor, which is one of the 14 minors and 38 certificate programs to have been cut. Faculty of the school argued that the board used inaccurate information, and University President Mark Welsh III requested that the regents gather more input and halt the review process before making a decision. All of these concerns were ignored as the board proceeded to cut various programs. Some other disbanded minors and certificates include aerospace engineering, performing social activism, and global art design. In a thrilling turn of events for one lucky North Texan, a $3 million Mega Millions Texas Lotto prize has been claimed. The winning ticket was purchased at El Rio Grande Latin Market, a beloved grocery store serving the community in Fort Worth. The ticket was sold on Friday, November 8th, sending waves of excitement through the local community as the Texas Lottery announced the victory. As per Texas Lottery regulations, the identities of winners of high-dollar prizes can remain undisclosed, leaving the community buzzing with speculation about who the fortunate winner might be.
President Joe Biden and President-elect Donald Trump will meet in the Oval Office Wednesday following Trump's victory over Vice President Kamala Harris last week. It's customary for the current president to meet with the president-elect, representing a peaceful transition of power. Such meeting did not occur in 2020 when then-President Trump refused to accept the results of the election. Both President Biden and Vice President Harris have congratulated Trump on the victory and, quote, emphasized the importance of working to bring the country closer together, end quote, according to CBS. DePaul University in Chicago released a statement last week that claims two Jewish students were showing support for Israel on campus, were attacked by two, quote, masked attackers, end quote. Both students received injuries but denied medical treatment. Police are investigating the incident as a hate crime. The search is continuing for the persons of interest, two men in their 20s. University Student Affairs is working to support the two victims in any way that they can, and police are seeking the public's assistance in identifying the suspects. One person was killed and 16 others were injured when a gunman opened fire on Tuskegee University's campus in Alabama. Wielding a machine gun, 25-year-old Hawkes Myrick began firing around 1:40 a.m. Sunday morning as the university's homecoming festivities were drawing to a close. 12 people were hit by the gunfire, while 4 others sustained injuries in the chaos of the incident. The deceased victim was 18-year-old Latavian Johnson, and classes were canceled today as the school made grief counselors available to students. Authorities are urging anyone with relevant information to contact investigators and for witnesses to submit any evidence to the FBI, particularly digital files and including photos and videos.
At least 215 people have died due to a series of flash floods along Spain's Mediterranean coast. Since cycles of heavy rain began in early November, Spanish civilians have been cut off from drinkable water, power, and other resources. Thousands of soldiers and police officers have been deployed for search and rescue efforts. Some Spaniards have expressed frustration with Spain's meteorological agency, arguing that some regions did not issue warning alerts far enough in advance. U.S. intelligence believes Russian and North Korea soldiers are preparing an assault against the Ukrainian military in the coming day. 50,000 troops have amassed in the Kursk border region, where Ukraine invaded this past summer. The incursion marked the country's first invasion of Russia since World War II. Putin has suggested that he might be open to talking about an end to the war after President-elect Donald Trump made statements encouraging dialogue. For now, however, Russia continues to wage heavy offensives on Ukraine's eastern front, as well as drone strikes on major cities throughout the country. Thousands of North Korean troops were deployed to the Kursk region last month. The Putin and Pyongyang partnership marks a significant escalation in the war and has raised concerns of growing alliances between anti-West nations. Government officials in Australia announced this past Thursday that they plan to pass a law that will ban social media for children under 16 years old. Platforms that will have to comply under this legislation include X, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Some are concerned that the age limit will not be effective as social media sites will not implement the policy. However, others support the regulation, claiming that it will help protect a new generation from early exposure to harmful content online. The legislation will be introduced in Parliament on November 18th, and if approved, will be passed the following year. When we come back, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration is proposing to remove a popular ingredient used in decongestants. PrimeTime will be right back.
Thirteen of the 48 club sports offered by the university now require students to submit proof of sex assigned at birth.
I know deep down they would probably want to stay with the university.
No way in hell anybody's going to tell my daughters what to do with their bodies.
This state is one of the worst in child education.
We can't take it anymore, seeing those scenes.
Going to Hillel on Friday night, all my family members kept texting me not to go.
There's a huge housing crisis in Austin. Do you have a plan in place to address this issue? Determined to start your day well? We're up bright and early. From the enriching local stories to the weather forecast later in the day. Rain or shine, at Good Morning Longhorns, we got you covered. Comprised of a studious reporting staff going lengths to get that scoop, and a talented technical team to enhance your screen visually. As a fellow Longhorn, your mornings are better with us. So start your day the Vivo way. Good Morning Longhorns, Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Central Time on TSTV.
Welcome back to Primetime. Apple just released their new M4 MacBook Pro laptops. TSTV News' Abby Sines has the latest. How are you doing today, Abby?
I'm doing well, thank you, McKenna. Apple just released their new M4 MacBook Pro laptops, designed for working professionals as well as everyday users. The laptops are available in M4 Pro and M4 Max in 14 and 16-inch versions. While the computer's affordability and performance may be a selling point for consumers, Apple is also set to release the M4 MacBook Air, which includes distinct features such as differing ports and surface coating. The MacBook Air may be intended for everyday individuals rather than professionals, as it is marked to suit more casual users. Overall, the release of the new computers is beneficial for all consumers, though it is up to the buyer to decide what model is best for their priorities. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is proposing to remove a popular ingredient used in decongestants. Phenylephrine is found in common products like Dayquil and Mucinex Sinus Max. However, the FDA cites evidence that the ingredient is ineffective. This proposal will be followed by a 6-month public comment period, and afterwards, a decision will be made to determine if the ingredient will be officially removed from the shelves. The S&P 500 reached highs on Wednesday and is forecasted to climb nearly 9% in the next 12 months following the results of the presidential election. Stock market experts say this rise in the market is partly due to less political uncertainty now the election is over. Which industries will perform better in the market is still yet to be seen. Depending on policies by Trump administration, experts predict that financial and fossil fuel companies will outperform the market while renewable energy stocks will underperform.
Thanks, Abby, for bringing us up to date on the world of STEM and business. UT's Acapalooza is happening this Sunday. Can you catch us up on life and arts news?
Absolutely. Thanks, Aneesh. Get ready for an exciting evening of vocal harmony and talent at the University of Texas Acapalooza happening on Sunday, November 17th at 6:20 p.m. in the WCP Auditorium. This highly anticipated event promises to showcase some of the best a cappella groups on campus, each delivering their own unique sound and style in a night filled with music and creativity. Come and listen to these talented groups such as Ransom Notes, Hum, Voices of Africa, Absolute Pitch, Beauties and the Beat, Resound, Fuse, and Noteworthy. Admission to this event is free and the doors will be opening at 6 p.m. A new Harry Potter experience is coming to Austin. The interactive walking trail immerses guests into forbidden forests, allowing them to take part in the wizarding world of Harry Potter. The excursion features activities allowing guests to cast spells, illuminate forbidden forest scenes, and view magical creatures throughout the park. Beginning now until the end of December, the event is open daily from 5:45 p.m. until 11:45 p.m., with the trail being approximately 45 to 75 minutes per group, hosted at the McKenna Ruffs Nature Park. All ages are welcome to attend. Tickets are available now for purchase on the Harry Potter, A Forbidden Forecast Experience website. Join fellow students and community members next Tuesday, November 19th, for the annual lighting of the Longhorn Lights. This ceremony will include the Longhorn Band, holiday music, and over 400,000 burnt orange and white lights. That's over 9 miles total of lights. The light show, a tradition that began last winter, consists of the 24 oak trees that line the drag, as well as synchronized light show with holiday music. Longhorn Lights will continue every night from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. through January 1st. Next week's lighting ceremony is open to the public. Stay tuned for more coverage from TSTV News.
When we come back, Texas soccer claims the first SEC championship title for the university for Press Box on PrimeTime. We'll be right back.
Thirteen of the 48 club sports offered by the university now require students to submit proof of sex assigned at birth.
I know deep down they would probably want to stay with the university.
No way in hell anybody's going to tell my daughters what to do with their bodies.
This state is one of the worst.
We can't take it anymore, seeing those scenes.
Going to Hillel on Friday night, all my family members kept texting me not to go.
There's a huge at Good Morning Longhorns. We got you covered. So fellow Longhorn, your mornings are better with us. So start your day the Vivo way. Good Morning Longhorns, Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Central Time on TSTV.
Welcome back to Primetime. Texas football took away a big win at home this weekend. Campbell Choate has the latest for Press Box on Primetime. How are you doing today, Campbell?
I'm doing great. Anytime Texas wins, it pretty much determines my mood for the rest of the week, so I feel like I'll be good until Saturday. But yeah, I'm excited to be here.
The Longhorns drained the swamp on Saturday and moved up to number 3 in the AP poll. Texas won 49-17, tacking their 8th win this season and remaining in contention for the SEC championship title. What went right for Texas this weekend?
Yeah, Texas heard the College Football Playoff Committee deemed them a playoff contender and made sure to show out this weekend. Quinn Ewers in particular returned to DKR with a swagger Texas fans have been missing. Ewers finished with 333 yards, 5 touchdowns, and went 19-27. Ewers not only had the chance to throw deep, but had successful deep balls. Texas got their third 100-yard rushing performance, each by a different running back. Gibson, Blue, and Wisner adjusted early, and so did the play calling. Running backs only had 12 yards rushing in the first half, but had a combined 126 yards on 6 catches. Gibson would lead with 16 carries and 100 yards, and Matthew Golden also racked up 2 touchdowns. As for Texas defense, Andrew Makuba and Ty Anthony Smith recorded an interception each, and Trey Moore led with 2 tackles for loss. The Longhorns head to Fayetteville this weekend for the 4th matchup in 20 years. The rivalry between those two goes back to the Southwestern Conference and the game of the century, which is in 1969, and Texas leads 56-23 with hopes to make it 57 after Saturday.
University of Texas officially has an SEC conference title, with Texas soccer being its holder. How did the Longhorns do in the conference tournament?
Texas soccer holds 3 Big 12 titles and now an SEC conference championship. Texas played LSU in the quarterfinals last Tuesday, putting up 3 goals in the second half for the win. On Thursday, they played the Razorbacks in the semis and went to double overtime. The Longhorns have finished with a 2-1 win and headed to the championship. In the 79th minute, Lexi Misimo passes it to Carly Montgomery for a game-winning header. Texas wins 1-0. Holly Ward, Lexi Misimo, Brianna Thompson, and Mia Justice were named all-tournament team members, with Justice also being named the SEC Tournament MVP. Texas soccer automatically qualifies for the road to the championship with their conference win, with the selection show that happened tonight. Texas was selected as the 4th seed and will play Boston University in the playoff on Friday at 6 p.m.
And how did the Texans and Cowboys do this weekend?
For the Texans, not good, and for the Cowboys, it was worse. The Texans hosted the Lions on Saturday and somehow lost to a team that threw 5 interceptions. The Texans have no points in the second half since the 6th week. C.J. Stroud went 19-33 compared to Jared Goff's 15-30. The Texans lose 26-23. Now, Dak was out for the Cowboys, so Cooper Rush filled in, and the Cowboys still lost. The Cowboys are lost for 34-6 and are 3-6.
Thanks for your insight, Campbell. Coming up, the Los Angeles premiere of the film Wicked took place this weekend. PrimeTime will be right back with the story.
Thirteen of the 48 club sports offered by the university now require students to submit proof of sex assigned at birth.
I know deep down they would probably want to stay with the university.
No way in hell anybody's going to tell my daughters what to do with their bodies.
This state is one of the worst in child education.
We can't take it anymore seeing those scenes.
Going to Hillel on Friday night, all my family members kept texting me not to go.
There's a huge housing crisis in Austin. Do you have a plan in place to address this issue? Determined to start your day well? We're up bright and early. From the enriching local stories to the weather forecast later in the day. Rain or shine, at Good Morning Longhorns, we got you covered. Comprised of a studious reporting staff going lengths to get that scoop, and a talented technical team to enhance your screen visually. As a fellow Longhorn, your mornings are better with us. So start your day the Vivo way. Good Morning Longhorns, Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Central Time on TSTV.
Welcome back. Grammy nominations were just announced for the 2025 award show. Trent Lamb joins us now to spill the tea. How are you doing today, Trent?
Oh, I'm doing amazing. It's always great to be here on PrimeTime and talk, entertainment stories. And of course, our first story on Friday, Grammy nominations were announced for the 2025 show. Beyonce leads with 11 nominations, making her the most nominated artist with 99 total nominations. Other nominees include Taylor Swift, Troye Sivan, Chappell Roan, and more. The Grammys will take place on Sunday, February 2nd, 2025, and can be watched live on CBS and Paramount+.
Are there any categories or artists you are closely watching this award season?
Well, I'll definitely be paying attention to Beyonce. I'm from Houston, so I will always be supporting her, especially if it's, her and Taylor Swift fighting again. I'm always on Beyonce's side, and, it's great to see Chappell Roan and Sabrina Carpenter, these new pop artists, making a big name this year and, getting the awards that they really deserve. And for our next story, the Los Angeles premiere of the Wicked film starring Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo left fans of the musical in awe on Saturday. The cast and crew of the film, as well as original Broadway stars and other celebrities, showed up to the pink and green carpet at Dorothy Chandler Pavilion. Some notable names outside of the cast include Jennifer Lopez, Ashley Tisdale, and Laufey. Director of the film, John M. Chu, was unable to attend as he sent attendees a video of him in the hospital preparing to witness the birth of his 5th child. The movie is a film adaptation of the Broadway musical Wicked. It will be hitting theaters on November 22nd.
Are you planning on seeing the movie?
Oh yes, I have 2 tickets so far. I have one for the opening night and then one for the Saturday night because I have to see it twice. It's great to see an actual musical back on the big screen. We've been waiting like 10 years for this to be adapted into a film. I love Wizard of Oz. It's my favorite movie growing up, and I love the Wicked musical. Defying Gravity is the greatest piece of musical theater ever created. And speaking of Wizard of Oz, nearly 2 decades after being stolen, a pair of ruby slippers from the original Wizard of Oz is on auction in Dallas. Bidding has begun online and will continue through December 7th. Heritage Auctions received the slippers from memorabilia collector Michael Shaw, the original owner of the shoes, who loaned the shoes to Judy Garland Museum, where they were later stolen. The auction also includes other items from The Wizard of Oz, including a hat worn by Margaret Hamilton as the Wicked Witch of the West. Visit ha.com for current bid numbers and more details.
And how much would you bid for those ruby slippers?
Oh, man. I don't have much money. Probably just all my life savings on that. I think I'd rather go more for the Wicked Witch hat. That's more iconic to me. I love the Wicked Witch of the West. Margaret Hamilton in that film is incredible. She wears it in a Wicked, it's iconic as well. So, I'll bid anything for a Wizard of Oz memorabilia.
Well, that's your Monday briefing. I'm Aneesh Tiwari.
And I'm McKenna Valentine. From all of us at TSTV News, thank you for watching.
Now go out and change your world.